The only one who can give him what he needs right now.
If I have to tell you again, it'll be the last thing you eat.
I'm afraid she made a big mistake.
Now it's time to do it my way.
Long until you're back in her bed, Chase.
General Hospital.
Port Charles is buzzing with questions, whispered rumors, and growing uncertainty as several lives begin moving toward a collision that no one sees coming. What starts as a few strange coincidences quickly turns into a mystery that reaches some of the town's most familiar faces, leaving friends questioning friends, families questioning loyalties, and long-held relationships facing their greatest tests yet. For weeks, Sidwell has appeared calm, confident, and completely in control. On the surface, everything seems to be going according to plan. He attends meetings, carries on conversations, and presents himself as someone with nothing to hide. Yet behind that carefully crafted image, there may be far more happening than anyone realizes. The people around him are beginning to notice subtle changes. Conversations stop when certain names are mentioned. Unexpected phone calls arrive at unusual hours. Information seems to travel through Port Charles faster than ever before, and somehow Sidwell always appears one step ahead of everyone else. The question on everyone's mind is simple: how does he know so much? Some believe he has allies working quietly in the background. Others suspect he has discovered secrets that give him leverage over people who never imagined their private lives would become vulnerable. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. Sidwell is playing a complicated game, and the stakes continue to rise. Meanwhile, Cullum finds himself at the center of a completely different storm. Recent developments have placed him under intense scrutiny. People who once trusted him without hesitation are suddenly questioning his motives. Every decision he makes is being examined from a new perspective. Even routine interactions are generating speculation among those who believe there is more to the story than meets the eye. Cullum insists that his intentions are being misunderstood. According to him, the rumors spreading through town have twisted facts into something they were never meant to be. Yet the more he tries to explain himself, the more complicated the situation becomes. Those closest to him are struggling to determine what is real and what is merely perception. Is Cullum protecting someone? Is he keeping information hidden for a greater purpose? Or has he become entangled in circumstances that are rapidly spiraling beyond his control? No matter which answer proves correct, one reality remains impossible to ignore. His choices over the coming days could affect multiple lives in ways he never anticipated. At the same time, Willow faces a challenge unlike anything she expected. For a long time, she believed she understood the people around her. She trusted her instincts. She relied on her heart. Most importantly, she believed that honesty would ultimately prevail, even when circumstances became difficult. However, that certainty is beginning to crack. New information has emerged that forces Willow to reconsider everything she thought she knew. Conversations she once dismissed suddenly carry new meaning. Decisions that seemed straightforward now appear layered with hidden motivations. As she starts putting the pieces together, she realizes the truth may be far more complicated than anyone imagined. The discovery leaves her emotionally shaken. Questions flood her mind. Who has been completely honest? Who has been withholding information? And perhaps most troubling of all, who can she truly trust moving forward? The search for answers pushes Willow into unfamiliar territory. Instead of waiting for others to reveal the truth, she begins investigating matters herself. The deeper she digs, the more connections she uncovers. Some of those connections lead directly back to Sidwell. Others point toward individuals she never expected to question. With every revelation, the picture grows larger, more complex, and increasingly difficult to ignore. Elsewhere in Port Charles, the atmosphere is changing. Friends gather in private corners to exchange theories. Family members quietly compare notes. Long-standing rivalries suddenly take on new significance as old wounds reopen and unresolved tensions resurface. Everyone seems to sense that something major is approaching. No one knows exactly what it is. No one knows when it will happen, but the feeling is impossible to escape. The town is standing on the edge of a turning point. As events continue unfolding, Sidwell remains remarkably composed. That composure alone is enough to make some people nervous. While others react emotionally to every new development, he appears almost prepared for what comes next. That observation leads many to wonder whether recent events are unfolding exactly as he expected. If so, what is his ultimate objective? What outcome is he working toward? And who stands to benefit when the truth finally comes into the light? These questions spread throughout Port Charles, creating an environment filled with uncertainty and anticipation. Meanwhile, Cullum faces mounting pressure from every direction. People want explanations.
They want clarity. Most importantly, they want reassurance. Unfortunately for Cullum, providing those answers may be easier said than done. The situation surrounding him becomes increasingly complicated as conflicting accounts emerge. Some individuals defend him passionately, insisting there must be a reasonable explanation for everything that has happened. Others remain skeptical. They point to inconsistencies. They highlight unanswered questions. They argue that too many details simply do not add up. Caught between competing narratives, Cullum must decide how much he is willing to reveal and how far he is prepared to go to protect the people he cares about. At the center of it all stands Willow. Her journey may ultimately become the emotional heart of this entire story. Unlike many others involved, Willow is not focused on winning battles or gaining advantages. She simply wants the truth. Yet pursuing truth often comes with consequences. The more she learns, the harder it becomes to return to the comfortable assumptions that once guided her life. Relationships are tested, trust is challenged, beliefs are reevaluated. And through it all, Willow discovers strengths she never knew she possessed. Instead of backing away from difficult questions, she confronts them. Instead of accepting easy explanations, she looks deeper. Instead of allowing uncertainty to define her future, she chooses to seek understanding regardless of where that path may lead. As multiple storylines begin converging, the tension throughout Port Charles reaches extraordinary levels. Every conversation feels important. Every encounter carries significance. Every secret threatens to change the balance between allies and adversaries. What began as scattered mysteries is evolving into something much larger. A revelation appears imminent. A confrontation seems unavoidable. And when the truth finally emerges, it may alter several lives forever. For Sidwell, that moment could determine whether his plans succeed or collapse. For Cullum, it could define how others view him moving forward. For Willow, it could provide the answer she has been searching for, while opening the door to an entirely new chapter. One thing is certain. The days ahead promise unexpected twists, emotional discoveries, and dramatic consequences that will leave Port Charles talking long after the dust settles. As hidden agendas come into focus and long-buried truths rise to the surface, every character involved will face choices that shape their future. Some bonds will grow stronger, others may never recover. But regardless of what happens next, the journey toward the truth has already begun, and there is no turning back now. The story is only getting started, and the biggest surprises may still be waiting just around the corner. If you enjoy dramatic twists, emotional revelations, and non-stop Port Charles intrigue, be sure to like, subscribe, and share your predictions in the comments. Who do you think is hiding the biggest secret? Who will uncover the truth first, and which relationship will face the greatest challenge when everything finally comes to light?
Because if that's all you care about, it's your kids that are gonna lose.
That all changes